it's Aurora and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. Hello! I talk about books and writing, and today I am going to be talking about The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. So there is actually some building work going on at the moment. I'm hoping it's not going to get picked up, but there might be a few little choppy bits in here just where I've had to cut stuff out and refilm it. So yeah, fingers crossed for my sanity. Anyway, right, so I actually have reviewed one of Lana Ferguson's books before. I reviewed Under Lock and Key, I want to say back in April. That sounds about right to me. It was a very middle of the road book. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I did want to try something else by her and see if maybe that was more like my speed and something more that I wanted. And this is a contemporary hockey romance. I do love my hockey romances. So yeah, I was really excited for this one. So we're going to do a little intro. I'm going to talk about it a bit. I am going to try and avoid spoilers as best as I can. I will be mentioning loss of parents and just toxic parenting as well. Outside, oh, and cheating's going to get brought up as well. I'm not going to go into any crazy details or anything nasty, but if they are a bit delicate for you at the moment, no worries. You know, I've got plenty of other videos. Go and check one of my other reviews out. And yeah, no worries. So anyway, right. Let's get into this. So Ian is back in Boston. By the way, I am also a Bruins supporter, so I was kind of happy that it was in Boston, where he started his career, and it's where he wants to end it, as he's now in his sort of early to mid 30s. He actually left under accusations that have kind of dogged his career. He ended up moving to Canada and things went a bit quiet, but now he's back. They've started up again. He was accused of cheating on his ex-wife. We very quickly discover he's got a really good relationship with his ex-wife. They're really, really firm friends, and he was even at her wedding very recently. And then you've got Delilah, who she has a little local baking show, and the ratings have been sort of dropping a little bit, and she's a bit worried about losing her job, and obviously the job of the crew that works on the show. And she sort of has this idea of, why don't I talk to my brother, see if we can get one of the guys from the Druids onto the show, and have them baking, and it will be fun. Ian is her brother's best friend, her brother Jake. And we'll get into Jake in a bit because I love Jake. And they end up saying Ian's a good shout for this because we want to clean up his sort of reputation, and it'll look really good if he's on this very wholesome baking show. They are really flirty. She had a childhood crush on him, and it very quickly goes into fake dating. And of course they end up hooking up. Now, I'm going to say this. They are a great couple. However, we're going to get back to the older brother, Jake. There is an age gap here, by the way. It's under 10 years of age gap. It's not gross and weird and creepy or anything. But if you like a slightly older guy, good shout for this book. So anyway, Jake. Jake is my absolute favourite thing about this book. He is hilarious. There is absolutely no filter on the man. If it comes through his head, it comes out his mouth. He is daft as a brush, but with a heart of gold. I really, really enjoyed him. And what I really liked was, of course, because they are fake, once they are fake dating, he's really weird about that at all. But he's very, he's a bit oh, it's gross. It's, he's like a brother to me. So this is really, but it's very, tongue-in-cheek for the most part, and it is very, played for laughs rather than it being him this is gross and inappropriate and I hate it. Yeah. Obviously, they do start dating for real, and of course he's going to find out. I really liked his reaction. It felt very genuine. I recently read a romance that had an older brother best friend thing going on. I seem to have read a few of them lately. And the brother in that one made me glad I was an only child. So, this was excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed Jake. He is also in the next book. There is a second book. We will talk about that in a bit. I'm really hoping you can't hear that drilling. It's so noisy here. Anyway, so yeah, they are a great couple. I really did believe in them. They feel very healthy. They're really good at communicating. These are all things I want personally in my romance books. And We're sort of going to dive into that a little bit more, but for one thing, there is a twist in this book. And I thought I knew what it was. I was like, yeah, this is what's happened. This is where it's going. And then suddenly like, oh no, we're not doing that. We're doing the other. Oh, I like it. It's cool. It was really well done. Because obviously, while Ian was accused of cheating, he obviously didn't. We weren't going to have a leading man in a rom-com actually have cheated on his wife. It wouldn't quite fit, would it? So this takes me on to my next thing of the unhealthy relationship that Ian has with his dad. So his dad actually co-owns the team that Ian plays on, and Jake plays on as well. And he's horrible. He is absolutely vile. But it's well done, and you can see the reasons why he is the way he is. He has pushed his son constantly to be the best because he was the best. And he actually doesn't really co-own the team. It's his mum's family. It was passed on to his mum. But we've been told a few things that whatever happens, he would end up owning the team, like if things didn't work out between him and his mum would be left with nothing, which puts Ian in a really difficult corner. And ultimately, we kind of get more and more into that, and it is the catalyst for the entire third act. Now, I found the resolution to this to be very realistic and very satisfying, and also kind of brave, because so many books are always like, everything is in a neat little bow, everyone gets happily ever after, and this felt more like we were going, no, some people are beyond redemption. And the third act. Oh my god, that third act had me hooked. So I was about to start reading the Daisy Chain Flower Shop. That was coming out the 6th, I think. And it was the 5th of May that I finished this. Obviously I did Daisy Chain as the review first because it was a new release. But I thought, oh no, I'll clear the decks. I'm going to read this book today, get it finished. And oh my god, I hit that third act. I could not put this damn thing down. And every time I did, I was just like, I can do another page. Like several pages later, and the next thing I knew, I was done. I was like, that's actually really good. I have not had that in a really long time where I genuinely could not put the book down. I kind of did a bit with Daisy Chain Flower Shop, but this had me fully invested and absolutely riveted for that whole third act. And that third act was what made me go, I see these two as a couple. These two make sense. These two are it. They are going to go the distance. Because we don't have a third act breakup, and we see them come together in a really beautiful way. So, as I said, there is a second book. I'm probably going to read it at some point. I am not chomping at the bit to read it because it feels a bit rinse and repeat of the sort of story that's going on here. Give me a bit of distance and I probably will. The other thing is as I said, Delilah and her brother were lost her parents very young, and they spent a bit of time in an orphanage before they were taken in by a relative, but while all that was happening, they were in the system. As a result, Delilah now organises every year like a sort of fun day for the orphanage where they kind of do a bit of fundraising in part, it gets good publicity, but the Druids, which is the local team, they go along and play ice hockey with the kids, or they can do baking with Delilah, and you do see like Ian interacting with kids, and obviously Delilah interacting with kids. As a child-free person who doesn't really like kids in books, it was fine. It was okay. I think it was actually quite well done. But it's probably what means I won't pick this book up again in a hurry. But it was all right. And I actually thought it was a really sweet thing, and it showed what a kind person Delilah was. And I liked that Ian was like, oh, I'm not sure about kids. It's not something I've ever really considered and things like that. But when he does interact with a kid, it's not like he's suddenly magical, like father figure. He's more like, okay, this kid's actually got potential as a hockey player, and being here, he's not really going to get a chance to really explore that. I would like to help him there, which I thought was actually, again, it felt quite real. So yeah, that was really sweet. if I'm going to criticise this book, and I've kind of got to in a review, there was not enough ice hockey. I love ice hockey in an ice hockey romance. I like the sport. It's like, you know, there are certain reasons I pick up sports romances, and it's partly because I love the sports. Why I will read ice hockey and I will read rugby. Not really a hell of a lot outside of that. So yeah, part of that is because it is right at the start of the season, and they haven't actually started playing full games yet, really. But man, I wanted more ice hockey and an ice hockey romance. But if that is my only real criticism of this book, I mean, I'll take it, you know. It was still a fun little rom-com. So, that's all I've got for you today. And if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, and do give me a comment if you have read it, or if you have got some ice hockey romance recommendations, or just some romance recommendations, or you just want to say hi. And give me a subscribe if you haven't already. Obviously, I'm a very tiny channel, and it is a massive, massive help to me against the almighty algorithm, and might help me feel a little bit better about turning on a very warm filming light during a heat wave. And I will see you again next week. Take care, guys. Bye.